They got the crew.
Yeah, we got the team here. Good afternoon. My name is Daniel Stolzfus. It's my privilege to serve as the Chief Executive Officer of Helping Up Mission, to lead our dedicated team on a mission to offer a community of hope that we've had the privilege to share with Secretary Scott Turner from the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development today. I want to introduce a couple of my colleagues. Brent Jones, who's our Senior Director of our men's campus that we're in right now. Pete Griffin, who's our Director of Intake and Outreach, who led our street outreach team that we were privileged to have the Secretary join. And then Mike Rollo. They're going to offer a few comments about our program and what we do here. So I'll start with Brent.
Sure. Good afternoon, everybody. We've been serving the Baltimore community since 1885, and specifically what we do here at the Helping Up Mission is we try to transform lives. We have about a 500-bed facility on the men's side, 230-bed facility on the women's side, and people come to our one-year program for recovery. We look at 4 real domains during that time. We look at the spiritual domain first and foremost, and spiritual health. We look at physical health while they're here. We look at their mental health while they're here, provide psychiatric services and intensive outpatient program services. And we look at their social health. We want them to form a community while they're here, to bond with other clients while they're here. That becomes so paramount to actually advancing through the program, because it's our hope that when somebody enters the store, they stay for the full year and even beyond, and have a transformed life from when they first entered. And so I'm going to turn it over to Mike if he wants to add anything as well.
Thanks, Brian. My name's Mike Rollo. I'm the Director of Spiritual Life here at the Helping Up Mission. I've been here about 16 years. Thanks so much for being here. Thank you all for being here. Just one thing I mentioned, because sometimes people ask us the distinctives of a program like ours, and not that we know everything here, but one of the distinctives when men and women come into the program here is we teach them not just to be sober. We need them to get sober, obviously, and we work hard at that. What we really emphasize in the Spiritual Life program is not being so much against using, but be for something more. And we find that the more they're for becoming somebody new, caring about new things, we believe that's sustainable to not only lasting sobriety, but being reunited with wives, children, family members, and the greater community. So we appreciate you all being here. Thanks for letting me share.
Thanks.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Peter Griffin. I'm the Director of Outreach and Intake here at the Helping Up Mission. And I'm going to kind of summarize it by using what Mike just said. We like to meet people where they are. We like to not sometimes wait for them to want the help. We want to bring the help to them. And about 4 years ago, we started this program, probably born out of this illness called COVID, where people didn't want to be in the building, but we decided to take the building to them. And from that small gathering, that one vehicle that we had, God has blessed us and favored us to move into an area where we can not only serve 6 locations, we're getting a brand new bus, we're bringing people in. We like to take our lived experiences. You'll hear that a lot. We like to take our lived experiences out there on the street. We met people, some of you may have been with us today, where we met people, we try to provide them with some nourishment, we try to provide them with some hygiene, but the most important thing, we try to provide them with prayer, which will instill in them some help and hope. And through that process today, we were able to bring 2 people back with us to begin that journey to a new way of life. I also am responsible for the team for the intake, which brings us into a situation where we can move quickly on a situation. There's no obstacles, there's no impediments. I'm out there, you want the help, anybody wants the help, they can get it here to help with our mission. Space here, thank you.
Thank you, Pete. You can see we have an amazing team here and also some great community partnerships with Johns Hopkins and GBMC Health Partners that provide our behavioral health services and our primary care services on campus. And we're trying to promote long-term recovery through our program. And so we're honored to have join us today Secretary Scott Turner from the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development. And just a true honor, sir, to have you come visit us and share in what we do here. So welcome you, and just want to turn it over to you. Thank you for joining us. Appreciate it.
Well, thank you, Dan. It is a great honor to be here with this distinguished group of people. What I saw here today is very encouraging to me. In our nation, since 2020, between 20 and 2024, homelessness rose 33%. There was record funding from HUD as it pertains to homelessness, and yet homelessness rose dramatically. So when we came into HUD, we said we need to take inventory of the programs that we have, in particular when it comes to serving our homeless neighbors around the country. We cannot have record funding and yet homelessness goes up dramatically. And so we are in the process of visiting places that have tremendous results, like the Helping Up mission, that has a holistic approach to homelessness, that has a good stewardship, if you will, approach to homelessness, where it's not just about housing individuals, which is very, very important, but it's about meeting them where they are, understanding the root cause of homelessness, be it mental illness, be it drug addiction, and a myriad of reasons. And then to help them to be not only treated and housed, but to be transformed so that they can live a life of self-sustainability and self-sufficiency and independence. And that's why I'm so encouraged to be here today, to see this different paradigm, to see what can actually be done when you treat an individual from a holistic standpoint, both physically, mentally, spiritually, community. And I've seen that in the men and the women that I've met here, not only out on the streets, where we did meet them where they are. We were able to serve them food and to visit with people that are actually living a homeless lifestyle, that are out on the streets, mental addiction, drug addiction, and yet to see two individuals make the decision to come back, to get on their road to recovery, is a real blessing to myself and my team. And so, Dan, I want to thank you and your team, the men and the women that are making this happen every single day. And I would like the people of America to see that when people come together, when the faith-based organizations, when the community, when people who actually care come together, real results can happen. I've met people today since I've been here that have been in this program for multiple years, that were once on the streets, that were once addicted to drugs, that had mental illness. And I met a gentleman today that's been here for 6 years, and he said he just got his second college degree. And now he's leading part of the intake system here for the men. I saw an efficient computer program that helped the men here stay on schedule, that gave them a schedule whereby they know where they're going every hour of the day. I saw people here who are part of the work program. These facilities are some of the most facilities I've ever seen, and it's because of the men and the women that come into this program. And it's not outside vendors, it's not outside janitorial service, it's the actual men and women going through the program with guidance from the professional staff that are taking care of these buildings, that are cooking for each other, that are serving the community. Johns Hopkins is a part of this. We have other doctors that are part of this. So you have faith, you have workforce, you have science coming together to have real results, to be a blessing of transformation to the people of this community. This is a model that should be replicated and multiplied and duplicated all around our country, because real results are happening here. And as the steward of HUD, as the secretary of HUD, words cannot tell and express how blessed I am and encouraged I am. So thank you for having me.
All right. We should have a few minutes for a few questions. We'll start with Janae from WMAR.
Secretary, I mainly just want to ask you, you touched a lot on the fact that this is an internal community. Based on, you touched on this, based on all the interactions that you've had today, how proud are you to know that Baltimore, who has one of the highest rates of homelessness, is able to cultivate such a unique situation, a holistic approach to helping out the men and women of the community?
Well, thank you, Jen. I'm very proud. And you alluded to it. Baltimore has one of the highest rates, if you will, of homelessness, in particular when it comes to drug addiction and drug overdose. I believe it's #1 in the country. But to see this initiative, this program here, that is being such a tremendous force in the community, not only gives me hope, but gives me a greater understanding that no matter the difficulty of the situation, that when people with a made-up mind, a heart for the Lord, that use their scientific intellectual ability and capability, that use their gifts and talents. And all of those factors come together, that irregardless whether it be Baltimore or wherever it is in the country, that people's lives can be changed. That's a great question, but I'm very encouraged by it.
And, I just one quick follow-up. And
Sure.
as these programs continue to expand and, funds are continuing to be pushed into programs like this across the country, what is your hope for the future of what homelessness and what these problems look like in America as we continue to implement this type of work?
Well, my ultimate hope is that we don't have homelessness. My ultimate hope is that every son and daughter of the Lord can fulfill their God-given potential. That's my true hope. And on the way to that hope, part of the work is looking at it from a holistic standpoint, putting the axe head to the root. What is the cause of your homelessness? I read a statistic that said 51% of people that were surveyed said that they are in a homelessness situation because of drug addiction. 49% said they're in a homelessness situation, if you will, because of mental illness. And so because we know these things, we cannot continue to run the same plays that we've been running, like just housing people. We have to not only house them, but to understand what the root cause is, treat the root cause, right? Bring transformation, and then to help them to live a life of self-sustainability. That's compassionate common sense. I'm not interested in just creating or warehousing, if you will, and building a homelessness complex, industrial complex. What I am interested in is seeing people 1 by 1, 2 by 2, 10 by 10 be treated and transformed and then to live a life of self-sustainability. That's my real hope. And what this shows me and other places that I've been, but this in particular, Helping Up Mission, what this shows me is that when we have a made-up mind and when we lay our life down for our brothers and our sisters and we consider the interests of others more important than our own, when we deal with the whole person, mentally, physically, spiritually, I believe miracles can happen. And we're standing in one today. Bless you.
WBAL, you all good? Okay. Thank you very much, everybody.
All right, thank you all.
Fantastic.
You capture the